Hi everyone, my name is Apuraj Garakapati. Welcome to my YouTube channel Amazing Apai. We are completely wrong about Monkey D. Garp. The entire fandom looked at the Hachinosu incident and concluded that the hero of the Marines is finally finished. Everyone thinks he just went on a reckless suicide mission to save Kobe, got severely injured and was captured by the Blackbeard pirates because he is a relic of the past who couldn't keep up with the new generation. But looking at the facts, this couldn't be further from the truth. Garp didn't lose on Pirate Island, but executed the most brilliant tactical move in the entire series. To understand why, we have to look at Blackbeard's actual goal. Teach's current goal is to make Pirate Island a recognized member nation of the world government. He thought capturing Kobe gave him the leverage to negotiate, but Kobe is a member of SWORD, meaning the Marines have the obligation to negotiate for him or save him. Garp knew this, and Garp also knows that Blackbeard is a massive opportunist who would never pass up a bigger prize, so he walked right into the lion's den and put on a massive display of power. He leveled the town, and then intentionally allowed himself to be captured and frozen by his former protege, cousin. Think of it like a game of chess. Garp didn't blunder his most valuable piece, but intentionally sacrificed himself to force an absolute checkmate. Blackbeard thinks he just captured the ultimate bargaining chip because Garp has a 3 billion berry bounty from Crossguild and his reputation is far greater than Kobe's. But what Teach actually did was swallow a poison pawn. His capture fundamentally changes the end game. By taking Garp, Blackbeard just gave Sengoku, Tsuru, and the entire Marine Force the absolute justification they need to launch a full-scale extermination on Hachinoku. And here is the terrifying catch we completely missed. Cousin was the one who froze Garp, keeping him stable and alive in captivity. This heavily implies that Garp and his former student just successfully planted the ultimate Trojan horse directly inside Blackbeard's fortress. When the Marines finally arrive, Garp isn't going to be a helpless hostage. He and Cousin are going to break the ice from the inside, meaning the Blackbeard pirates are already trapped. To truly understand this masterclass, we have to look back at the Buster Call on Ohara. We know Cousin has a specific technique called Ice Time Capsule, and he used it to freeze the Saw. Before we move ahead, please take a second to like on this video. A like tells me that you enjoyed this topic. Your support helps Amazing Apai grow naturally. For over 20 years, the entire One Piece world thought Saw was dead. But recent chapters completely shattered that fact by confirming he is alive and hiding in Elbaf. Cousin never ended his friend, he preserved him. And if you look closely at the final panels on Hachinoku, Cousin used that exact same freezing technique on Garp. The ice isn't a tomb, but a medical stasis. It is literally stopping Garp's bleeding from Shurigu's stab wound and keeping him perfectly alive. Garp wasn't laughing because he accepted his death, but laughing because he knew his greatest student actually understood the assignment. But the evidence gets even crazier when you realize the true nature of the SWORD organization. SWORD members are Marines who have officially resigned their commissions, meaning they can act entirely without world government approval. We always assumed Cousin left the Marines because he lost the fleet admiral position to a Kainu. However, what if that brutal 10-day fight on Punk Hazard was actually the ultimate cover story to establish the most believable, deep cover agent in history? If Cousin is secretly the true founder or a leading member of SWORD, his position in the Blackbeard pirates isn't a betrayal at all, but the most dangerous infiltration the Marines have ever pulled off. This means Garp sacrificed himself to willingly deliver a ticking nuclear warhead directly into Blackbeard's home base. And the trigger is a former admiral who can unfreeze him the second Teach finally lets his guard down. But here is where the entire master plan hits a massive wall. Because we are severely underestimating Marshal D. Teach, we assume Blackbeard is just going to keep Garp in a dungeon and wait for the Marines to negotiate. However, Teach is the same man who orchestrated the Paramount War just to steal Whitebeard's power. He doesn't play by the rules and he definitely doesn't trust Cousin. Teach knows a former Marine admiral wouldn't just completely switch sides without an ulterior motive. This brings us to the terrifying reality of what Blackbeard is actually planning to do with the hero of the Marines. Teach isn't going to negotiate with the world government because he knows they will just send an admiral to kill him. Instead, he is going to cash in Garp's 3 billion berry with the Cross Guild by handing Garp over to Buggy, Crocodile, and Mihawk, Blackbeard forces. The Marines to direct their entire extermination fleet toward the Cross Guild instead of Hachinasu. He effectively starts a war between the two biggest threats to his empire while completely washing his hands of the situation, and if Cousin tries to unfreeze Garp before the handover, Teach immediately exposes him as a traitor, surrounding them both with 10 Titanic captains and the most dangerous devil fruit users in the world. This completely neutralizes the Trojan horse strategy because Garp and Cousin would be fighting an unwinnable battle against a crew that can negate devil fruits and shatter reality itself. This is exactly where the greatest missing piece of the Hachinasu invasion comes into play. Throughout the entire battle, fans were screaming about one massive plot hole, where it was Garp, Garp's right-hand man, has been by his side since Gold Roger's era, and yet he was completely absent when Garp stormed Pirate Island. But Garp wasn't missing by accident. He might be executing the second phase of Garp's plan, while Garp was distracting Blackbeard's commanders and destroying the town. Before we move ahead, please take a second to share on this video. Sharing helps this video reach friends who may also enjoy anime, gaming, travel, cricket, chess, career basics, or personal stories. Your support helps Amazing Apai grow naturally. Garp might be securing the perimeter and acting as the messenger for the only man who can actually save Garp, former Fleet Admiral Sengoku. We saw Sengoku's reaction to Garp's capture, and he was absolutely devastated. Back in Marineford, Sengoku had to physically pin Garp to the ground to stop him from killing Akainu, but this time, there is no Fleet Admiral position holding Sengoku back. He is retired, meaning he is no longer bound by the world government's strict rules of engagement, and he is not coming alone. Suru and Sengoku represent the old guard, and they know exactly what a bounty from the Cross Guild means. They know Teacher's strategy, so instead of falling into Blackbeard's trap and attacking Hachinosu, Sengoku is going to intercept the handover. Imagine the chaotic collision that is about to happen. Blackbeard tries to deliver Garp to Buggy's Cross Guild, expecting a massive payday, but waiting at the rendezvous point is a fully unhinged Golden Buddha and the legendary Marine forces who have nothing left to lose. This completely shifts the balance of power. Teach relies on his devil fruit negating darkness and his tremor powers, but Sengoku's mythical zone and supreme conqueror's haki cannot be absorbed by the Yami Yami no Mi, and this is the exact moment Kuzan strikes. While Blackbeard is forced to deal with Sengoku's wrath outside, Teach is going to realize his absolute worst nightmare is happening inside his own ship. The ice surrounding Garp isn't just going to melt, Kuzan is going to shatter it himself, immediately restoring the hero of the Marines to full strength. Teach will be caught in an impossible pincer attack. On one side, the enraged Golden Buddha, and on the other, a fully healed Garp and a former Marine Admiral fighting back to back. We have never seen Garp and Kuzan actually fight together against a common enemy at full power. Teach thought he was the ultimate chess master, manipulating the world government and the Cross Guild, but he just placed himself between the two strongest hockey monsters of the old generation. This isn't going to be a rescue mission anymore, but an execution of the Blackbeard pirates. Teach has spent his entire pirate career relying on off-screen victories and cowardice to build his empire, but there is no off-screen escape from this. Garp went to Hachinasu to orchestrate the ultimate trap that would permanently cripple the Blackbeard pirates before the final war even begins. The hero of the Marines is about to remind the new generation exactly why the Pirate King himself respected him. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to Amazing Apai. Subscribing makes sure you do not miss the next video, and it gives me motivation to keep improving the quality of every upload. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one.